a day together, he started talking of, there is something called the brigade, and under each and every brigade there are 3 units, and he started telling me the hierarchy of the army, and what is it a lady is supposed to do in the army. Like we have welfare organizations for the ladies, I have to go there, and we do have our ladies club, how ladies go there. And the best part is he was very, the first time when I met him, he was very honest. He said that life is not going to be easy. This is our first meeting, and just imagine I'm meeting a guy for the first time, and we are planning to take it forward by way of marriage, and he's talking about all these things. It's going to be very tough, it's going to be very challenging, and in the 90s it was like girls were totally protected, very pampered. I have 2 brothers, younger brothers, and they would escort me everywhere, even to the local market. My brother would come with me. And my dad would drop me to the place where the bus would pick me up. So it was very sort of protected for the girls, and he was telling me all this. So don't expect me to be your escort, you have to be independent, you will not get your quarters immediately, you may have some problem with the quarters. And then he said, late night at 12 o'clock there can be a bunch of bachelors who will barge into your house for dinner. So don't crib about cooking for 10 to 12 people and all that. And I was like, here is a guy, I'm meeting him for the first time, and he's talking about all these things. It was, maybe he thought it can intimidate me or something, but it turned the other way around. I was like more impressed. I said, such an honest guy. Oh my God, I'm going to surely trust him. And that's how I trusted him, and that's how I told my dad that yes, I'm going to, I like this guy and I want to marry him. So that's how he sort of, from the day one, sort of influenced me, and we were very raw at that time, just a graduate. I had done my masters after my education, after my marriage. I have done my B.Ed after my marriage. So he totally empowered me. He said, what are you going to do sitting at home? If you're going to be at home doing nothing, you just join the kitty party group and you just be whiling away your time attending kitty parties and things like that. So he gave me all the encouragement to become a professional, at least as a teacher. So that's how it was. I mean, it may sound very archival, but this is how it happened. Thank you.
Good evening, I'm Saga, wife of Major Pushpendra Singh. It's an honor to meet you and all the senior ladies. We believe that the kind of grace, the kind of etiquettes, the kind of strength which you have carried forward is a kind of a motivation for all of us. I remember how letters used to go through and there was no communication at that time.
Yes.
That was one of the major hindrances.
Yes.
With this, just to lighten up the mood, since you said that you came in completely from a civilian background, what was one of the funny incidents which you faced while you got into the army as an army wife?
Funny incident is, there are many, but the best one is I was totally brought up in the south. Maybe for a couple of years I was there in the north. So our first posting was in Ferozpur. And we heard a lot about the Khalistans and all that, and there every time I opened the door to receive the milk or the newspaper, there would be one Sardar, no offense to it, but I would really get scared, and it was very difficult for me to accept the new role, and I don't think, I mean, it doesn't sound funny, but it was scary and also funny to some extent that I was put in a place where I hardly believe that I will be. That's all.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Just one more question here. So you have seen both the communities, now you have met our corporate crowd as well. and coming in from both the communities, would like to understand the kind of skill sets and where we can bring a bridge. For example, some people have an assumption it's just arms and ammunitions. But what else? What else would be useful for the corporate world?
Yeah, so I would request Mrs. Mitra also if she can add on to this. Yeah, please.
Good evening to each one of you. First, I would like to say that Shakuntala and me, our husbands belong to the same regiment. We've grown up seeing the same culture, the same language being spoken by the men, the officers, and even the ladies. We kind of did try to learn the 5 languages, of which I would say Tamil was easier to learn in comparison to the other, me being a Bengali. So that was one common thing that we ladies of the Madras regiment have. We try to learn the language of the men that our husbands commanded. Keeping that aside, one question I want to ask, whose answer I just learned very recently. You are talking about the veteran pod. Can I understand what you mean in the corporate world, the word veteran? How would you describe that? And then I will tell you what veteran means in the services.
For us, veteran means someone who has, a person, not just a man or woman, right? Anyone who has served or armed forces, defense, and they have chosen to retire, take a retirement or a premature retirement or whatever, right? And now they want to get into corporate life, right? So veteran is to serve some amount of years in the armed forces. That's how we have kind of defined. And that's how we started this pod along with other pods of diversity, equity, and inclusion.
Okay. Well, your definition of the word is almost, almost close to what I would explain the word as. Please let me sit down. The word veteran, for anybody in the service, is a title. The word veteran is given to a person who has served either in the Army, Navy or Air Force for a minimum of 20 years. Anybody who served less than 20 and has quit the services is not a veteran. That's number one. Veteran is also, like I mentioned, is a title given to personnel of the services after having mastered the job given to him or her for 20 years minimum period. And that's why a veteran, when you talk to a veteran or when you refer to a veteran, you are referring to an individual who is an expert, not in one field, but maybe several fields. Because as you would have seen in the documentary, the kind of life that a soldier or an officer leads teaches him different ways or skills in life, which, as you, whose question was your question, is what is it that we know that we can impart to you in the corporate world, is the skill that one has learned over a period of 20 years. So taking a veteran on board, I think, is the best decision that the corporate is taking in today's world. And I would say that the veteran also is feeling privileged to be recognized that he is capable of giving back the skills that he has learned and mastered to an area which is new to him. So getting that opportunity from you is definitely a very, very big opportunity that you all are giving back and thank you for that. And for him to be joining you, I think at the end of the day, you would be thanking your selves for having an individual who can actually, honestly, in a disciplined way, teach you what he has learned and has, out of dedication that he has put in because he donned the uniform. So that's what I think a veteran can impart, and you in return can impart to the veteran. And as a veteran's wife, my husband retired as a Lieutenant General, so I was lucky to see life in the army. I was lucky to see life much more than what Shakuntala would have got exposed to. I've been to the most difficult areas of our borders, seen action, even tried the weapons. I have fired almost all weapons. It's a different experience. So, a VMware or a late wife of a veteran or a serving officer has lots and lots to impart and lots to learn from you all as well. But the discipline with which we start our life as a new bride, like what Shakuntala said, on day one when she met Col Ajith, and what he warned her of, is something I think all army officers on the first day of meeting their to-be wives say the same thing. Even I was warned of life that one can expect. I was from an industrial background, from Jamshedpur, so not anywhere near the borders, so not aware of what army life is, but yes, like Col Ajith, my husband too was honest enough to warn me before I said a yes to him that life was not going to be easy. And what he told me is the same as what Col Ajith would have told Shakuntala, that we as ladies, as wives of army officers, have to become independent right from day one. So where I am concerned, mine was a long, from the day I got engaged to the day I got married, was almost 9 months. And in those 9 months, the first thing that I was told I must know is driving, to be able to do bank work, to be able to do shopping, to be able to cook well, like what she said, to expect minimum of 10 officers walking in at any time of the day, and when they come hungry. They are not happy with biscuits and tea.
It's like a cadet hunger.
Absolutely. They are used to eating 14 eggs a day. Yes, that's the diet in NDA and IMA. 14 eggs a day. Am I right?
I still remember, sorry to interrupt in between, I was also a new bride in 2010. I remember my husband told a few of the bachelors will be coming today because I just moved in on Friday to Jaisalmer, where my husband was posted. So I didn't know cooking because I was probably totally grown up in a hostel environment and all that. And in my hostel, I wasn't given a privilege to use the AC because it was quite hot in Delhi and I used to sleep in the cooler. Now in Jaisalmer with the AC setup, I was just sleeping and he told me few of my friends, few of my juniors are coming actually and they want to meet you and have a lunch with us. So probably I'm totally a Google girl. I just, that time we didn't have much of the internet facility, but still I could manage something and I saw, I'm from Jammu, so I knew only Rajma, how to cook Rajma. But how to cook rice, I didn't know. I probably put it in the cooker and it kept on whistling and whistling. I asked him, कि ये कब बंद करना है? And he was, मुझे नहीं पता, तुम्हें पता होगा. By the time they were there, I didn't have any proper name and then I started preparing and I could be close to, I haven't prepared, I could just only for 7 to 8 people, I prepared close to 45 paranthas, and they were just eating and eating. I was looking at them, कि ये बंद क्यों नहीं कर रहे? And my husband said they are like this only. Next time onwards, I was always on my toes and be ready with one cook also by my side. कि ये नहीं होता मुझसे, because they still had that carrot hunger. वो NDA वाला hunger, they still have that appetite actually. And they can eat eat like anything, I mean to say, but it's an experience that I had.
It's a happy experience.
Initially not. I used to, because I was also young and new, and why will I cook for someone else? But then I slowly started understanding, okay, this is our Fauji culture, this is how we have to groom ourselves. And then I started loving. And then I started loving catering them. Then I started loving going out with them and getting all the knickknacks and all that. And it was beautiful. It was a beautiful experience, I would say. Thank you.
So life in the army is nice. It's risky. It's fun. It creates in us as ladies and children. Our children grow up very confident. They can adjust to any circumstance, and so being a veteran's wife, I think we all are very proud of each other and ourselves. Thank you.
So I just wanted to mention a few points which, ma'am, I just forgot your name. Yeah.
Please call me by my name. I'm very junior, by
Yeah.
Sagarika.
Sagarika, yeah. So in the army there are different corps. So it's only in the infantry that they have to go to the remotest and they have to be at the borders. But we have signals there where it's all IT related, and you have armored, artillery. So there are many ASC, ordnance. All these are the different corps of the army. So each and every corps has a different set of skills there. So, it's we cannot generalize. Yes, there are some things like integrity and discipline and teamwork and leadership qualities, which generally all of them have. And then the other specialized set skills come from their core. And everybody, we have to prepare ourselves for our next inning or for our next tenure in wherever we are planning. So they should also plan themselves if they have to join up any IT organization, maybe do up some courses, because everything is online now. So people can plan for their future, and if they want to join the IT company, then they upskill themselves and come prepared for it. That's all I could think of.
Thank you, ma'am. We are top of the time. I'm sure so many questions going to come. It's not going to complete. So thanks a lot, ma'am, for coming. And friends, it's a totally new thing we got, right? We always find a defense person who's working on the border and saving our border as such. But these are the family members who actually, due to that support, they're able to do that. It's all a different perception to understand on this stage and this session as such. So we really like to thank now, and there's a Saga of Braveheart has been written by the madam, the author. So you can buy that book and take the signature if you want. Also, we have the IT open.
Yes.
No?
Okay, so probably I want to apologize on behalf of Rupa. Her daughter was not feeling well, even though she had come, so she could not stay till the end. But now I think with this, one final round of applause for the team. Yeah, and then we have high tea and snacks now. I know everyone can, all are welcome. Please, thank you very much again.
Do you have the snap?